What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be showing you a little bit on Apex Legends in terms of how you can actually level up more fast, because a lot of people want to know how you can actually max out the XP in this game and how you can hit level 100 quicker, as well as leveling up all those battle pass tiers, which I'm going to more specifically cover in another video. But in this video we're mainly going to be touching on how you can level up faster in the Apex Legends Season 1 update. So without further ado, let's jump into a few tips and tricks which you can use to your own advantage to level up as fast as possible. This month's giveaway, the March giveaway, is Dirt 3, the awesome racing game on Steam. So if you want to enter, make sure to subscribe to the channel, smash that like button and click the link in the description below. Also make sure to click in the comment section and drop your opinion on the video. The link in the description and the comments allows you to enter the giveaway. So this is not only really going to require the battle pass, it's mainly just all of the main methods you can use even if you don't own the battle pass, but I will be featuring some of the things in the battle pass season 1 update and bonuses from the battle pass as well in here. So the first one is that the battle pass gives a weekly XP bonus for each legend. I do know a few people who have talked about the weekly bonuses I guess on the legends, and they don't own the battle passes, and I think they've been able to do it. So I think you can actually do this on the free pass, but I'm not entirely sure, so you will have to correct me if I'm wrong there. But basically the battle pass does grant a weekly XP bonus, which is actually spread out between every single legend. It lets you get different XP bonuses on every single legend played, which means it gives you more incentive to not just main that one legend, because for a while at least you'll need to actually play a legend to get that full weekly XP boost. So it's going to take a little bit of a time away from grinding those kills on your main character if you do want to take advantage of this XP. Now it was originally 25,000 XP as a bonus you could get from this, but in one of the most recent patches they did actually change this slightly. So right now it's not on 25,000, it's actually on 50,000, so you can earn up to an additional 50,000 XP per each character. Now the figure was around 256,500 total additional weekly XP bonus from this, but that may be different right now because they have just updated the values. But obviously you would get the amount of XP which you can get as a bonus, which is 50,000, and you would multiply that by the amount of characters which you play. So depending on which legends you choose to play for that week, you can modify that by the amount of XP you will get as a bonus, and that's how much you'll get as an additional amount. So now we've touched on the weekly battle pass bonuses, which is actually one of the best ways to gain additional XP. We're going to be moving on to the next tip, or the next feature I guess we can utilize to our benefit. So at certain levels you can actually unlock XP boosts. Now this isn't the same as the weekly XP bonuses. These XP boosts are very similar in regard to the ones which you may have seen on other games. So mainly a lot of us guys have seen these XP boosts on Fortnite, because when you get a battle pass you're granted a certain amount of additional XP to actually level up with, and this XP also does spread onto your party in other games, although I'm not sure if this is the case on Apex. So basically these bonuses can actually stack as boosters. So these boosts stack and add on to the total XP gained from survival time per round or match that you do happen to play, and like we said before, very similar in regard to the Fortnite style of the battle pass. So next up is a few stats in the game. Now there's a lot of different modifiers which do affect how much XP you're going to be granted every single match, and I kind of want to just go through each and every one of these modifiers. Now I'm pretty sure I have actually researched every single one here, although if I am missing any then please do drop them in the comments below, because it always helps if anybody has any additional tips which I missed from these videos. So first of all, we're just going to jump into the first few modifiers which are going to affect your total XP, and we're going to begin with the first kill of the game. Now the first kill of the game is obviously the first kill of each game that you get, and this is going to grant you an additional 500 XP. But what I mean by the first kill of the game is the first kill of the first game you play per day. So this would be better to be phrased as the first kill of the day. Now, each day you can grant an additional 500 XP for doing this. Then also the Battle Pass does grant an extra 500 XP for the first kill of each day that you get with a legend. So playing a new legend every single game to get that first kill of the day is a great way to take advantage of this. You actually need to play a different legend every single time you get a kill to get bonus XP, because this works for each legend, so you can get an additional 500 per legend you play. So you can play every single legend once a day and you get at least one kill with them, and you'll take advantage of this. Now, what I was touching on before, which isn't the same thing, is the first kill of the game, which also grants 500 XP. So don't confuse the first kill of the game with the first kill of the day, because they're two different modifiers and factors which factor into your XP count. So next up is playing with friends. This, I guess, is going to make socializing and playing with people a lot better, because it's better when you get a bonus to play with other people instead of being matched with randoms, because it also encourages you to play with more people, especially since randoms are always a hit or miss in this game. Playing with friends is actually really beneficial because it grants 5% survival time bonus and 300 XP if you get to the top 3. Now, top 3 is still pretty good, top 5 is decent, I would even say top 10's not so bad, but when you get into the top 5 it's always decent. You get a good feeling that perhaps you could actually win the game, but this is also great to get into the top 3 with or win a game, because you're going to get a bonus. It's great to play with friends, and I guess the only downside to this is the fact that it kind of takes the whole focus off getting a lot of kills, but rather putting more focus on just surviving by camping or staying around in a safe place for most of the game, which is kind of a downside, I guess, but this is a good way to abuse this factor and get yourself more XP, because you don't really need to be in the thick of combat to get this. So next up is take out the kill leader. Obviously the kill leader is going to grant extra XP because the kill leader typically usually tends to be the best player. At the start of the game, anyone can really be a kill leader because 2 or 3 kills on drop isn't really too hard to get as long as you're above average, but killing the kill leader can be one of the best things in a match to actually get XP, because the kill leader will usually have the most kills and stopping them will get you more XP. So dropping the kill leader of a squad can grant you a lot of bonus XP. Next up is taking out the champion. This is not to be confused with the kill leader, because the kill leader and the champion are two separate players or entities within a game. The kill leader is the player with the most kills in a match, whereas the champion is usually a player which won their last game. So anyone who has won the last game will appear as a champion in the match. It's kind of random in terms of how many people won their last game, but depending on the stats, you will show as the champion squad. Taking out a champion of a champion squad in each match will actually grant 500 XP per kill, but it can only be done once per game, because first of all you have to find that one champion, which is extremely hard in a pool of some 100 players or so, and then second of all you actually have to kill them. This is really dependent on whether they're good or not, so it's kind of tricky to actually kill the champion, but if you do, 500 XP is a pretty good bonus. Next up is increasing your kill count. So in general, you always want to work towards practicing and getting more kills. That's kind of the consensus of any shooter game or any competitive multiplayer game. You don't want to just always camp, you never improve this way, but this is another little incentive to actually get into the thick and thin of combat and start stacking up those kills, because increasing your kill count actually grants you an additional 50 XP per kill, with player damage also granting more XP also. Player damage is pretty important in terms of things, because always there's a lot of situations where you get so close to getting kills but you just don't get them, or you down people but they don't get classed as kills if the rest of their squad takes you out. So it's really frustrating when you don't get these kills, but with damage done, working towards XP count, it's really useful to improve your aim and gives a good incentive to do so, because just plowing a lot of damage on enemies can also give you XP as well, which is genius and also a great thing about this game. Next up is winning more matches. Now this is pretty straightforward, this is pretty self-explanatory in the sense that everyone just wants to win more matches, whether they want to brag to their friends, tweet about it, or just increase the stats. Everyone wants to win a game. You don't want to die in the first 50 players, for an example. You always want to win more matches and you want to get those wins and you want to make some nice plays. Well, winning more matches actually gives you a huge XP boost also. So even if you have to play defensive all game, which is kind of counterproductive in terms of the kill count XP modifier, but if you play defensive all game to survive to the top 3 or win, this can give you the XP bonus for winning a match. So each win actually grants 500 XP, or along with a battle pass in the season 1 update, it can grant up to 900 XP. So it grants you a whole lot of XP, and coupling the win XP with kill bonus modifiers and what we mentioned before can grant you a few hundred additional XP per game, which is pretty crazy if you put it into perspective, and it's going to have you leveling to rank 100 extremely fast. Next up is the last 2 things which we're going to cover on, and these are pretty easy to do for literally anyone. So first up is reviving allies. This grants 25 XP per revival. Now, there's a lot of teammates which get knocked down, whether it be their fault or your fault, or just being unlucky when they're looting, for an example. But if you can actually revive them, you can get 25 XP per revival. Now, this doesn't really seem like so much, especially if we make it in comparison to the 500 XP bonuses which we talked about, but 25 per revive is pretty good, especially when your teammates get knocked down in multiple fights throughout the whole game. Depending on whether you revive them or not, that's going to add up. But maybe you're thinking, okay, we've only got a certain time to revive them, what if my teammate dies and we have to respawn them? Well, luckily for you, respawning allies also grants the same 25 XP per respawn, so respawning and reviving throughout the whole game can grant you a lot of nice XP. Another tip for reviving is Lifeline revives people 25% faster, which is obviously 1/4 faster than every single legend on the game. So using Lifeline, if that's your main, to stack up these revival modifiers to your XP is going to make it even easier to get this XP. So I hope these tips have been useful for you guys. I did a lot of research and a lot of first-hand experience to actually get all these tips to level, because I was looking on how to do it myself, and I was just trying to get a solution to the problem, because I really want to hit at level 100 and I'm around level 50 right now. So I hope a lot of you guys found this useful. If you did and these tips were new or you'd never heard them before, then please share them with your friends, drop a like on the video, and make sure to subscribe. Anyone subscribed can also enter the monthly game giveaway in the comments or the description below. Now this month we were giving away Dirt 3, but that does end this month today, so the next Steam game giveaway will be announced in the next few days for next month, so make sure you subscribe to enter that, and make sure to smash a like. Drop a comment below if I missed any tips which you may be aware of, and thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you next time.
You better back up, try and play the role and yet a whole crew will act up. Get up, stand up, come on, throw your hands.